Hello and welcome back. In today's video, I'm here to give you 5 things which we learnt from the game against Hull. Luton picked up a 1-0 away win, a massive win. 3 points against a side that's near us in the championship table. We need to carry this decent run of form which we're currently starting to build. We've picked up a couple of massive wins recently, wins against Portsmouth, Cardiff and Hull. We need to carry this on. We've got a tough game next week against Leeds. But Swansea yesterday, they managed to get a point away from home against Leeds. So it is possible to get points against one of the best sides in the league if you pile on the pressure on that Leeds United goalkeeper. But we'll talk about that game later on in the video. This video is about Hull, and I've picked out 5 things which we've learned from it. Before I go into detail, please smash the like button. Also comment below what you learned from the game. Also, if you're watching this video before 6:30 on Sunday, I am live streaming at 6:30. I'm going to be answering any questions you guys have, whether that's Luton or YouTube related. Also, I will be breaking down more about this Hull versus Luton game as well. So if you're free and available, why don't you come and join me and a few others as well in chatting football for an hour and a half. So if you're free and available, please come and join us. So the first thing which we learned from the game against Hull was I thought our goalkeeper, THAMAS Kaminsky, put in one of the best performances of the season. I don't know where this goalkeeper has been. I haven't seen this goalkeeper all season. It was like having a completely new goalkeeper in. Confidence, maybe keeping clean sheets recently has helped him build some confidence, but he was commanding his area. He was not glued to his goal line, which he has been throughout majority of this season. He was coming off his goal line. He was acting as a sweeper keeper, and it was needed because Hull were putting the ball over the top and Kaminsky was heading the ball out of play or giving it to a Luton player. Important, he made 3 saves in the game. His best save did come towards the latter stages of the match. It was a shot from outside the box, but I thought his overall performance was great. Is he playing for a move? I don't know, and I honestly do not care. If he performs like this from now to the end of the season, then happy days. We stand a chance in staying up. If you're going to stay up in a league, you need to have a confident goalkeeper. I've been very vocal on him recently about he's not been doing enough. And I do think my comments have been justified. There has been a complete difference in performances from last season, and we were in a much tougher league in the Premier League. So I'm glad we're now seeing a good performance, but we need to see this a lot more. Yes, the players in front of him have also not performed, but regardless of other players, as a person, you also need to just perform. You need to do your bit, and I just don't think he's done enough this season. But if he performs like he did yesterday against Hull in our remaining, 7 games, then I'll be happy, and hopefully that will keep us up in the championship. And that does move me on to my second point, which I wanted to make in today's video, and that is our defenders. Yet again, it was another good performance from everyone, but mainly our defenders. McGuinness, he made a vital block towards the end of the first half. I was pretty confident it was going in. Mokoso as well yesterday against Hull. His passing was good, tackling, clearing the ball away so we're not in any danger of conceding a goal. Since coming into the side, he's performed so well and he deserves to start every single game if he carries this on. He's a young lad and I do think we've found a gem. And I feel like as well, the signing of Mokoso is a good example of it doesn't matter where we sign a player from. You've got to judge him in a Luton shirt. We signed him from the 2nd division in Belgium, and look what he's doing in a Luton shirt. I also have to shout out Amari Bell. I'm not Amari Bell's biggest fan. He picked up a knock while on international duty with Jamaica, and it was in doubt for this game, but he didn't look like a player that had an injury prior to this game. I thought he was brilliant. Really good performance from him. 3 clean sheets in our last 5 games. Back-to-back clean sheets as well. Long may it continue. From defending to attack, this is the third thing which we learned from the game. We did lack a bit of scoring threat. Yes, it's not the first time this season. The goal came from us piling on the pressure. Yes, we got a bit lucky with, the ball bouncing off the Hull City defender, but we did force that goal to happen. Adebayo, he had a chance in the first half. He hit the post. Morris had a couple of chances from set pieces. On the volley, he didn't really get proper connection on it, but should be doing better. But apart from those chances in the first half, we did lack any creativity in the second. Hull were piling on the pressure. I do think going forward it will get better because we're winning games of football. I'm hopeful that the confidence, especially in the way we are defending, will translate going forward. Will it translate in the game against Leeds? I'm not too sure, but I do think it will translate at one point. We kind of just need Morris to get a goal quickly and also Elijah as well, and that should give everyone a lift and everyone can be a lot more positive rather than a little bit cautious because our strikers are not scoring. Ali did come on in the second half, the same with Nordas. Not much they can really do, if I'm being honest with you, because Hull were definitely piling on that pressure. It was mainly more of a great defensive team effort, if I'm being honest with you, rather than a very good overall attacking display. But look, you've got to defend well. Good teams are built from the back. If you're keeping clean sheets, you don't lose games of football. And you can force a mistake. You can get a little bit lucky at times if you're defending well. So we're doing the defending aspect brilliantly at the moment. We just need that to translate going forward. But I do think it will eventually. Against Middlesbrough, we were amazing going forward. We just didn't take our chances. If we can try and replicate those types of chances going forward, I'm pretty sure we will score a couple more goals. And one day, we might be celebrating scoring 3 goals. I'm not too sure, but fingers crossed that does happen. My fourth point which I wanted to make in today's video was the right wing-back position. I mentioned this on my match reaction and I spoke about how I just don't think Matt Bloomfield rates certain players in the Luton team. If he's playing a centre-back as a right wing-back and also an attacking player like Chong as a right wing-back as well. Reece Burke played the first 45 minutes. Chong played the second 45 minutes. Burke came off at half-time. According to Matt Bloomfield, we are managing his minutes because he's just recently come back from injury. And I can imagine we are going to do the same with Chong as he's been out for a while. But Walters was on the bench, who is a natural right-sided wing-back and right-back. So he didn't even get a look in, which for me tells me that Matt Bloomfield might not think he's ready. Hashi, he's currently available for selection. We've not seen him recently. I think he's going to go in the summer. Moses as well. So hopefully Isaiah Jones isn't out for too long. But for me, I personally like playing players that are natural in their positions, in their correct positions. I don't like forcing players to play in a position they're not comfortable in. I don't think Reece Burke and Chong did badly, but I don't think going forward it's the right decision, as I do think other teams will try and exploit that. We did play Reece Burke as a right wing back against Leeds in the away fixture. I don't want to see that next Saturday. I really hope Isaiah Jones is fit and available. As Dan James, how quick he is, he's going to cause a few problems, and we're going to need someone like Isaiah Jones to try and keep up with him. Moving on to my final point, which is about Chong. Now, I've already mentioned him briefly, but I want to talk about the future of him because going forward, we're not going to be playing him in his correct position. We're playing this wing-back system because it fits the whole squad rather than certain players. Chong is a left winger, in my opinion, and we're not going to see him have a run of games in that role. But I do want to see him further forward. We might be using him more as a sub, more as an impact player going forward. But I want to see him up the pitch where he's at his most dangerous, where he's drawing in fouls. He can cause teams all sorts of problems, but playing him as a right wing back, cutting in on his left foot all the time, it will cause us problems. I've highlighted this throughout the season when he was playing as a right wing back under Rob Edwards. I didn't like it, and hopefully we won't be seeing this often. Hopefully we're only seeing this when he comes on the pitch and he's, attacking teams in the attacking half, whether that's in centre mid or alongside another striker. We need to see him up the pitch, not in the defensive half. So that is the end of today's video. Hopefully you did enjoy listening to the 5 things I've picked out which we learned from the game against Hull, where we won 1-0 away from home. Please drop a like on today's video, comment what you learned from the game against Hull, subscribe to my channel if you are new, don't forget to follow me across all my social media, and I'll see you guys in the next video.